Hello,
Hi,
I'm Isaiah.
I'm Sage, and today I want to talk with you about if you experience a trigger in your daily life as a transgender person, how do you deal with it? You know, what is the best approach to dealing with something like that? Um, yeah, I know that sometimes it can feel like these triggers, for really anybody, it doesn't really matter if you're trans or not, but I guess I can speak to the trans related ones a lot because we're both trans. But if you encounter triggers in your life, how do you deal with them? Because, it can seem like very unexpected or something, that it happens all of a sudden, or unfair. And you're just like, why is it that I can just be brought into this space, of feeling so bad all of a sudden, just because something happens out of my control, like somebody, misgenders me, or maybe says something to me that isn't quite appropriate or respectful, or something of that sort might happen, you never know. And so, well, we just want to say that if that happens to you in your life, that it's just something that you, it's just someplace inside of you that you're becoming aware of. So think of it that way. I'm becoming aware that there's a place within me that needs my love, and I just need to love myself there, and that's what I need to do to have peace there. I really recommend that way of looking at it, because while you can tell people who care, to try to avoid doing things that would trigger you and stuff like that, there's a limit to how effective that is. It's not, you can't really prevent triggers in life, not completely. You're gonna have them, and I think that it's most beneficial to you to be able to go within and love yourself there, so that instead of it being something that kind of brings down your day a little bit, it can become something that just makes you more aware of where you need your own love, and then you can give yourself that love there.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
unless someone's being disrespectful to you and just not having, not respecting you, because say you've had this conversation with somebody before, and you've told them clearly, not to misgender you, and you've stated your boundaries there. You've said you've shared with them how it's appropriate to treat you, and for a trans person, that's called, of course, correct pronouns, correct name, being treated as your true gender that you are, and it's if you've shared that with someone, how to treat you, and they're not doing that, that's different. That's would be abusive, and they're disrespecting you, and that's where you would draw a line and have a boundary with that person, because that's something different. That's not okay. And I know, as a trans person, I'm sure many people can relate to that and have experienced that. So if that's what it is, then you would have a firm boundary with that person. But if it's not that, if it's maybe you're out in public and it's a random person misgendering you, which can still be very triggering, of course.
Yeah.
That's more what we're speaking to here.
Yeah.
And you can get to a point where you would be out in public and say someone does misgender you, and you really don't feel so upset by it. You don't feel so bothered by it. That takes a lot of inner healing and self-acceptance to get to that space, but you can get to that space. It's possible to get there.
Yeah, I know. I've had that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced that a lot, where somebody might misgender me or maybe refer to me incorrectly, or I think that maybe I like thought that they did, but it genuinely doesn't like bother me, you know, and like that's where I want to say,
because you know who you are and you're comfortable in yourself. Like,
yeah,
that's what it's really about.
yeah, it's like showing you when you have those experiences and it genuinely doesn't upset you. I'm not talking about like sweeping it under the rug and being like, oh, it's fine, you know, because sometimes you might just be like, I just want to be over this. I just don't want to have this come up in my life anymore. And it's like, yeah, oh, totally. And that's the goal, right? The goal is to like be completely transcendent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Totally heal all the layers of that, like upset or that wound, right? But if it is coming up and it is upsetting you genuinely, then that's where you need your own love there, you know? It's like,
yeah, you don't have to like push away how you feel there, even though it can feel extremely uncomfortable and very upsetting.
Yeah.
We've both been there, of course, and but
like,
yeah, you don't have to push away. You can like acknowledge how you feel, just feel how you feel there, accept how you feel, and allow yourself to feel it, because that's how you move through it. Because by pushing it away, that's not really resolving it. Like that would come up again, you would feel the same way, but by moving through it, like feeling your feelings there, that's how you do start to feel better, like in that space where, like, when these things happen.
Yeah.
And
yeah, and it's like, it's not, you know, it's not for nothing. Like, as you heal these things, first of all, like, you find once you heal yourself there, when you get triggered by something, you feel better right then and there. Like, once you've loved yourself there completely, you feel better right then and there. And you've also if you've really loved yourself there and made new choice and everything like that, then that's another layer off, you know, the top of the problem. Like, you're actually going to the core of the issue and resolving it, instead of just like brushing it off or finding a way to like just distract yourself. You calm down and you come down from the feelings and you get into a better space, and that's a useful thing, but the core issue hasn't been resolved. So if you go in there and you resolve the core issue, then you're making progress. You're not just like going up and down or something like that, or, you know, building bad feelings that you're trying to like get away from. Instead, you're making progress and you're feeling better and better about yourself. And yeah, and you might have things that trigger you a little bit, or more or less, you know, every so often, but it's going to be much less, and you're going to be able to deal with it way better.
Yeah, and you can do it. And I just want to share an example so you guys can like practically apply this. So say, you know, someone misgenders you, and you know, you have the feelings come up and you're moving through your feelings, and you find out, like, by being present with yourself there, oh, that made me feel like not enough. I didn't feel enough of being my gender, because this person, you know, didn't see me that way. So then, since those were the feelings that came up and the upset that came up, you would just find that place within yourself where he or she is feeling not enough, and you would just be present with yourself there and love yourself there.
Yeah.
And it's like, maybe you see your inner child and you give yourself a hug there, and that part of you melts back into your heart, and that's what we're talking about. That's how you love yourself there, and that's how you do it.
And it is, if it sounds simple and even easy, that's because it is at the core. Like, it is very simple. The thing that makes it difficult is not that it's like this complex thing. Because sometimes people think that the difficulty in healing is that it's complex. That's not what it is. It's so simple, just loving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The difficulty actually comes in because of the resistance that we might have to being at peace there. Like, we have resistance to being at peace there.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you have to be willing to see it. You have to be willing to face that feeling.
Yeah.
Because it's quite uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But once you do that, the relief is there for you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, you just have to come to that place where you realize, like, avoiding this won't help me, but you're like, maybe I thought I did. I mean, I thought it did. I thought it helped me to avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
People do that because they feel like it's the best thing that they can do. You know, maybe I should avoid it. Maybe I should stay angry at the person because, you know, sometimes we feel like anger protects us or something. Or maybe I should, who knows, like, do something, do this or do that. And all this, it's kind of like learned conditioning.
It's just it's more coping
mechanisms,
mm-hmm. Which is totally fine.
Yeah.
To do those things because it's obviously helped you in some way before.
Yeah.
But there is a way where you don't actually have to cope. You can resolve it.
Yeah.
And feel better there.
And you do have to. You have to heal. You do have to express yourself,
mm-hmm.
and you have to let yourself feel those feelings. It's not saying, "Oh, don't express yourself. Don't." You know, love and light, just kind of cover it. No, it's the opposite. But that's the point of it all, is for healing,
mm-hmm.
you know, instead of staying in the coping mechanism and being like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, I don't know, just avoid it or just be angry all the time. And I understand if sometimes it's so upsetting that you're just like, I just am so fucking angry and I'm just gonna...
Yeah, and maybe you need some time with it. Maybe you need, like, a couple days to just, like, process it and feel through it. Like, take it.
Yeah.
Your process is yours. Take the time you need.
Yeah.
I guess the point is that you would go from, like, projecting and coping to actual healing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's finding it within yourself and giving yourself the love you need there, because no one else will or can do it for you, you know. But that's the beauty of it, is that you realize that if you can love yourself there really, and also not seek anything like validation or acceptance per se, like from others, then you become really strong and unbeatable. Not because you've, like, toughened up, but because you've gotten rid of all those things that make you give your power away to others.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. You're just getting rid of stuff.
You really
that
build
serve
your self-confidence and and it's truly, like, you can feel it, like, you become, like, you can't be shaken, you know, and that's really powerful.
Yeah, it's like your baseline keeps going up.
Exactly.
It's not about being like, it's not about highs and lows and being like, woo, you know, and then you just crash right back down. It's about your baseline going up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really powerful.
Yeah.
You know, that's really powerful.
Yep.
So,
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's what I wanted to share there.
Cool.
Do you have anything else to say there?
No, that's it.
Yeah, so that's it, you guys.
Cool.
So feel free to reach out with us if you have any situations or, like, triggers you need help with, or you just want to connect with us. Feel free to reach out. You know, comment to us, message us, anything of the sort, and we'll talk to you.
Yeah, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye. See you.